Scott here. Hey, welcome back to the Marketing for Business podcast. Look, I got challenged this week. Someone said, hey, Scott, I really loved your truths when it comes to marketing, what you know, but I'd love to hear some of your truths when it comes to business. And I thought about it because I wanted to share these as well. So it was good to take up the challenge. And look, I turned 50 last year. I turned 50 last year. So what I thought I'd do is I put down actually 50 business truths I know to be true. I guess, when you get to 50 and you've been around the block a few times when it comes to going to conferences, networking with business people, growing a couple of businesses, selling a business, you learn a few things and you start to, I guess, develop some philosophies around business. And you learn from the hard knocks along the way, but you also take inspiration from other people. So some of these business truths are definitely things that I've learned along the way, but they're also some of the things that I know I've learned from other people and then molded them into how I do business. So let's get started. Really appreciate this challenge. I'm going to go quite fast because there's 50 of them, but I tell you what, there's some real value in some of these. So make sure, even if you have to pause, write some stuff down and then come back to it again and again and again, because these 50 points, there's actually 55. These points, there's some real gold inside of some of these. So make sure also that you share this episode with another business owner, especially if they're just starting out. This would be a gift that I could give to them if I was starting from day one. Look, the business truth number one that I know to be true is it always takes longer and it always takes more money than you expected. That's one thing I know is a truth. Whenever you're thinking about a project, wherever you're thinking about starting something, it always takes longer. And I know there'll be people watching this video or listening. If you've been around a while like me, you know this to be true, right? It always takes more money, and it always takes more of your time to get things up and running. And look, you can actually plan for that. Now you can put systems in place to plan that and have some contingencies. But a lot of times you think of an idea and you think, right, get this going, but it always takes longer and always takes more money. Number two is, look, money loves systems. And look, I learned this lesson the hard way when I first started my first business some 20 odd years ago. I thought the money I made in business was all mine to keep. Boy, was I wrong. It's not all your money. And you actually have to have systems for money and keeping money. And money actually loves having systems. A real simple system that I teach a lot of business owners when I'm doing an educational talk is just have 3 buckets set up when it comes to your money. An account for trading, an account for taxes, and an account for profit. So when money comes in, put a certain percentage always away for your tax, your GST, your PAYE, or if you're paying your profit, etc. Make sure you've got that tax there, and then you've got your an account for profit, putting a percentage away for profit, because there's no point being in a business if you're not making any money, right? And then use obviously the other account for trading. So having those systems set up, it's a real simple system, and you can use it to grow your business that way. Number 3, the business truth I know to be true is cash flow is king. Look, revenue's great, but managing your cash flow is so important. A business that doesn't control, the inflows and outflows will struggle, and we've seen this in recessionary times. If you're not keeping on top of your inflows and your outflows, you're gonna go out of business. So you need to keep your cash flow alive. You need to be putting money in to those accounts so that you can actually have surpluses for when you need them. Business truth number 4 is, look, growth really is the game of growing someone's mind share. If you want to grow your business, you have to grow the mind share to grow the market share, and that really is a business truth. The more and more I see companies growing the mind share, they grow their market share and they grow the business. And if you want to really get on top of that, then this one, number 5, you must have a predictable growth formula. And I always teach people, consistency of message plus frequency of reach to become relevant. If you really want to grow the mind share, have a consistent formula, that is the one you can really hang your hat on. I've helped so many businesses do that now. Get consistency on their message, be frequent in their reach, and become relevant when the time is right. So that's number 5. Number 6 is, look, marketing is an investment. It's not an expense. I know a lot of businesses, they probably don't have a revenue problem. They actually have a marketing problem. They're not getting in front of enough people to actually break that down. They do actually have a people problem because they're not getting in front of enough people. So a smart business and really good marketing, creates customers and it drives sales. So that's truth number 6 that I know to be true. Truth number 7 is, look, accountability drives results. You want to hold yourself and your team to a higher standard. I learned this, and look, no excuses. It takes ownership. You have to have responsibility. And there's some really good things you can do that with above the line thinking, where you have ownership, accountability, and responsibility, above the line thinking. But you must drive accountability inside a business. And actually, it's got to start with the leader of the business as well, the owner of the business. So that's truth number 7. Truth number 8 is speed. Business loves speed. Look, some of probably the best businesses I know and work with just take action quickly. We've actually just had a gentleman here in the room who's been working with us for a year now, doubled his turnover. He just implements what we teach and he implements what we do. If we say, this is how much you need to spend on marketing, he does it, and he's got the results because of that. And look, adjustments can be made along the way, but I love the saying, ready, fire, aim. And that's what it takes to win in business. You can't be sitting there going, oh, should I, shouldn't I? You've got to have that ready, fire, aim. Too many business owners just sit at the aim and they're not pulling the trigger. That'll be number 8. Number 9 is, look, success is really built on relationships in a business. If you want to build a multi-million-dollar business, you can't do it by yourself. You've got to build relationships. You've got to build relationships with clients. You've got to build relationships with suppliers. You've got to build trust and value in those relationships, and really drive that long-term success by building relationships. Relationships are key, and that's truth number 9. Truth number 10. This is a hard pill for some people to get, but the market rewards execution, not just your ideas. Look, it's great to have ideas, but they're actually useless without execution. And it definitely come up over the years, especially from educating and standing in front of rooms and teaching people. I hear a lot of ideas, but sometimes there's that lack of execution, so they don't get rewarded for their ideas. And I know, hey, we've all been guilty of that in the past, but taking action daily. I said something the other day, and it really resonated with people. Is, look, progress compounds. What can you do? And it's going to be just small differences between some businesses, right? What are the daily actions you can take? Because your execution will get rewarded in the marketplace. Number 11 is revenue follows value. I learned this a really, 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 really long time ago, that if you give someone value in advance of them ever giving you any money, you'll probably end up creating a really, really good client and customer. Businesses that provide real value, measurable value win. So if you can give people value in advance, good value in advance before they ever give you any money, you win, because most aren't getting any value. So how can you help your customers solve their problems? How can you make their lives easier in advance of them ever giving you any money? If you can do that, number 11, you're away to the races. Clarity beats complexity is the next one. Look, simple strategies, clear messaging. You want to read a book on this, Building a Story Brand, Donald Miller, he talks about it. He talks about if you don't have clear messaging, you're having to consume calories. It makes it really, really hard for people to understand you. Most people have the reading comprehension of a 6th grade, and I really believe this. I struggle with big words. I don't like big words, and if you make it confusing, you lose people. So clarity beats complexity all the time. Confused prospects don't buy. I said that last week. 14, energy is your competitive advantage. I love this. The most successful people I know bring energy and enthusiasm and drive. They're part of the solution, not part of the problem. And your business energy reflects that. And as a leader of a business, you've got to lead from the front. And sometimes you don't want to. And I know that feeling, but you've got to lead from the front. You've got to show up with intensity. You've got to show up with a point of view that, hey, I'm driving the ship and I'm leading the way, and your energy is your competitive advantage. And turning up, it could be as simple as turning up and really turning on that energy that actually helps you propel your business. The next one is price is a story, not a number. And I learned this from Brett McFall. He really taught me the art of storytelling. And people don't just buy on price alone. Which, when I came from the corporate world, I really thought that. I really thought they bought on price, but they actually buy on perceived value and how you position your offer, how you position your product, and look, how you do that determines what people will pay. When you think of watches and you think of Rolex and you think of that story, you think of BMW, Mercedes. People seriously, you can just get an ordinary watch, or you just drive an ordinary car, but because of the story, people really want to buy that. Number 16, business is a marathon, not a sprint. Man, have I learnt this. You got to play the long game. Probably Gary Vee, if you've ever heard of him, talks about that in marketing. He talks about playing the long game all the time. But in business, your consistency and your reputation and your relationships compound over time, and they really do lead to lasting success. And I think staying in the game is one of the key things. And you can't, if you're focusing on just getting quick wins all the time and it's all about you, you're going to find business a real struggle. So that's why, all those little things compound to actually help you be more successful over that long term. The other truth I know to be true, if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no such thing as just maintaining a business. And look, sometimes you need to be reminded of that. Like we got good reminder a couple of weeks ago in our coaching session with our international ESO coach, and we were talking about expanding and growing, and we don't want to be stagnant. And he totally agreed. If you're not growing, you're dying. You've got to have a focus on the future and where you're taking things. 18, the truth number 18 I know to be true is market cycles don't determine your success. So many people get caught into the trap. Oh, it's tough out there. It's the recession. Actually, your strategy does. Recessions, slow seasons, market shifts, they don't define the winners. The best businesses adjust. And they capitalize on opportunities. And this is, a lot of businesses look at problems, right? And you've got to reframe that. Yes, they're actually challenges that you can turn into opportunities. So don't let out the external things that are going on in the marketplace, whether it's you're hearing this from other people or you're hearing it from the media. The market cycle does not determine, your strategy does. Having a defined strategy really is key. Truth number 19 is leadership is the ultimate growth lever. I really believe this. Your business will never outgrow your ability to lead. So as a leader, you must invest in your leadership. You must invest in your own and also your teams. And that's not negotiable when you're scaling a business. If you want to grow your business, this thing in here has to get better. The way you lead and the way you show up has to get better. It has to be stronger. It has to be more clear, and it has to be more focused on what you are doing and how you're helping people grow. Your goal as a business owner, when it starts to lead, is help other people be successful. Your job is to help other people be successful and drive that focus. 20 is brand actually compounds like interest. Funny that I'm saying this, but I've learned it. I came from a direct response marketing background. But look, the stronger your brand, the better your business is, and everything. It does become easier when you have a good brand and a good reputation in the marketplace. Sales become easier, hiring become easier. I know from our perspective, we get a lot of people wanting to come here and work here because they see our brand, they see our content, they see our message, they see our voice, they see what we're up to, And we get a lot of emails every week from people wanting to come and work here, and that's because of our brand equity in the marketplace. 21 is A players change the game. Man, I wish I knew this when I had my SEO business. I probably wouldn't have sold it. The right people don't just work; they elevate the business, man. They really, really do. You got to develop the key skill of hiring A players. It's not easy, but it's one of the most valuable skills you can do. And part of that, learning of that, is learning from others. How do others do that? And stand on the shoulders of giants to learn that. Go and invest money to learn how to hire A players. It's one of the skills I've got really, really good at in my business. 22, love this one. You would have heard people say this, but your network determines your net worth. Build relationships with partners, clients, mentors that shape opportunities and success. I know other successful people want to be around successful people. That's a given, right? How I've grown my network over those years, especially even starting out, is add value to them first. Add loads and loads of value, and then ask questions, and then take action on what they say, and build up your network. Because I tell you what, your business, your income will grow because of who you hang around with. 23, marketing is a storytelling at scale, and I love this. I learned this from Donald Miller. The business that tells the best stories win. And because people buy in emotions, they buy in transformations, they buy in vision, not just the products and services. If they can see themselves in your product and in your story, they're going to buy your product. And the businesses that can do that from a marketing piece can really scale the business. Probably said this a few times already, but 24 is execution kills procrastination. Look, done is better than perfect, right? If you asked any of my staff, sometimes I'll just say, hey, team, good is good enough. Good is good enough. You need, especially when you're running ads, etc., you need to run fast. You need to learn. You need to test, measure what worked, what didn't work, and then do it again. So overthinking kills momentum so many times in business. And look, I know if that's your personality, it can be very, very hard, and you probably don't want to hear that advice, but execution kills procrastination. You can't wait in this marketplace. It's never a good thing. Right, 25. Love this one. And never outsource your business strategy. It's one of the most important tasks as a business owner and as someone who's wanting to grow their business. You're the leader of the business. And as a leader of a business, you're the best person to lead the strategy and the vision of the business. So never outsource your business strategy. Outsource your marketing strategy, but never the business strategy. 26 is visibility creates opportunities. Look, if people don't know who you are, they can't buy from you. As I always say, people, if they know you, like you, trust you, they'll probably buy from you. So your consistent marketing, content, etc., creating networking, creating those inbound opportunities. Your visibility will create your opportunities, and your business will grow from that. 27 is small wins lead to big wins. I've seen this so many times. Loads of businesses I've worked with, they're just one small success away from going and ramping their business up. And it's stacking those small victories along the way. Creating a great quarter comes from great months. Creating a great year comes from creating, great quarters, great months, great weeks, great days, and it's stacking up all those wins. As I said, progress compounds. You've got to put yourself in the game to compound. 28. This was one I struggled with over the years, but I've definitely got better and actually have outsourced this a number of times to really help. But systems will set you free. As businesses grow, they become harder and harder and harder. And you have to build a business that has systems in it, repeatable systems, and the right processes will then allow you to scale without burnout. And this is the thing I learned, putting good systems in place and constantly looking to improve them is where the money should be spent inside a business too. 29, the best investment you'll ever make in your business is in yourself. I've got a library next door. I'm pretty proud of it. There's two big bookshelves of there's maybe $10,000 worth of books in that library. I think the most expensive book there I have is around. Well, actually, I don't think you can buy it, and I'm not going to talk about it because you've come to my library, I'll show you. Your business will only grow as fast as you do. I learned that early on. Personal development, mindset, understanding, what goes on in here, your skill set, do you need to learn something, your health set, understanding, how you function, is really, really important. So investing money in you is the best investment you can have inside a business. Number 30, it's not what you sell, it's how you sell it. I love that one. I learned that, who did I learn that from? I think that might have been Mel Emery, actually. The same product or service can be a failure depending on, how you position it, how you message it, and the sales strategy that goes with it. And there's a big difference there. 31, love this one. It's brutal though. Customers don't care about you. They care about themselves. And this is the thing. Most people don't realize that, right? Most people are looking to solve their own problems, not, and you're out there trying to sell your solution without having actually addressed their problems. So people buy their problems, they buy emotions, they buy desires. The more you focus on them and not your brand, the more sales you make. And they've done a couple of great podcasts on that already. But really get clear. You'll make a lot more money if you just help more people get what they want first. Money is a byproduct of you solving problems and giving them solutions that are very, very valuable. 32, love this one. Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Look, a brand isn't just about logos. It's about your reputation. It's about what people think of you. And look, if people trust you, you can shape it and you can, really, really, I guess, when people come and to know you and like you and trust you, they'll say good things about you. And I want that for, I've come across a couple of web companies recently, one in particular. Man, they have a really bad reputation in Christchurch. And it's funny when you hear stories about them, and then you talk to someone else, and they said, and then indirectly someone else says, and that I'd never want that for you as a business owner. If you're listening to this podcast, your brand is what people say. Your reputation is what people say when you're not in the room, and that can be business killers if you don't protect that. 34. Man, this is a good one. This person always comes to mind. This brand always comes to mind because I remember him coming into our office in our second business, and he was having this problem. Look, the best product doesn't always win. The best marketing does, and he had the best product, and he was getting slaughtered in the market because he didn't have the best marketing. Hey, look, we helped him turn that around, but many businesses fail because, not because of the bad product, but it's because no one sees it. You don't get enough tension in the marketplace for you to become relevant. You don't have that consistency message. You don't have frequency of reach. You never become relevant. So, that's brutal. I've seen that. If that's happening to your business, if you believe you have the better product and your marketing's missing, come and see us. Reach out to us through the podcast, 021-891-934, send me a text or email one of the team via the website, and we can set up a strategy call, and then if it's right, we'll invite you to do our high performance review, because man, it hurts. If you've got the best product but you don't have the better marketing, it's savage out there. The marketplace doesn't care. And that leads into this one. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. Look, the government, the economy, a lot of times entrepreneurs, you just have to take ownership for this and create your own outcomes. I'm a massive believer in that. That responsibility piece is yours. So the sooner you realize this, the better your business will be too. No one is coming to save you. Truth 35 is, if you compete on price, you'll lose. Man, I saw this. The lowest price is the race to the bottom. Instead, compete on value. Give value in advance, give experience, give something a bit different in the marketplace, put a twist on it. Don't compete on price, because how many businesses have we seen go out of the marketplace recently because they just would compete on price? 36, your time is the most valuable asset you have, not money. You can always make more money, but you just cannot make more time. Sounds real cliche, but really stop here and think about this. The way you spend your time determines how successful you will be. Listening to this podcast is a good use of your time, especially if you're exercising while doing it. Walking your dog, as Daryl Bate will be doing, listening to this up there in Blenheim. So focus on time. It's your most valuable asset. 37, sorry. Sales won't fix a broken business. Look, if your operations and your pricing and your retention are broken, scaling a business with sales can make things worse. So fix the foundations first. I've seen a number of businesses come in here talking to us about their business, and we've like kind of had, hey guys, maybe fix this first before working with us, because if we scale that, it's going to really, really hurt. This was one I really found interesting, and as growing up, and talking to business owners, one of the things you'd hear is, rich people, the richest people in business sell the picks and the shovels. The real money isn't mining the gold. It's selling the tools to mine the gold. And a great example of this, in which people will get today, is Shopify, right? Shopify makes billions helping e-commerce brands sell online. And seriously, it wins regardless, right? Okay, so think about that. What are you selling? Could you be selling the picks and shovels, the Shopify, versus your product and services, or creating a derivative of that inside your business? Number 39 is 90% of business success is avoiding stupid mistakes. Man, I know this to be true. You don't actually have to have the perfect strategy. You just have to avoid some stupid things sometimes. Maybe some bad hires, some poor cash flow decisions, trying to do too many things at once. And I know as a business owner, like, it's real easy. Sometimes we do stupid things, and look, it's okay, but as long as you realize that and have a plan for putting that in place to avoid that the next time. 40, we're on the homeward stretch here. Your best customers are your existing customers. Make no mistake, that is a lesson I've learned. Your best customers are your existing customers. So sit with them, help them out, add more value to them, and they'll buy from you. The retention equals profit, trust me. 41 then, that leads into this, is free customers are your most expensive. People who expect free services and endless discounts and constantly hand-holding become your worst clients. I know this from when digital influence was early on in its days. We do a number of things for free, free strategy sessions, etc., and they just end up getting really, really bad customers. We learned and we changed that model. But take that advice from someone who's learned those lessons. 42 is boring businesses actually make the most money. I find it interesting that I've never really been into that startup world where people raise venture capitalists, etc. Most of those companies never get off the ground. They never actually make any money. It's actually the boring businesses, plumbing companies, roofing companies, that quietly make the money. They don't rely on funding, etc. They make the money and then they self-fund, etc. So that's a real truth that I know to be true. It's probably why I stay away from avoiding and investing in startups. 43. Look, your best employees will always have other offers. And look, A players don't stay around unless you're challenging them, rewarding them, developing them. Otherwise, they'll leave. So if you're a business owner and you have some A players, have a plan. Have a plan, and don't be so naive to think they're going to stay forever. If you're not rewarding them, then you're not challenging them. 44, bad clients cost you more money than you think. The wrong customers can drain your energy, slow you down, and make your business miserable. I learned early on, people want to pay you for, they want to pay you a price for handling their problems. And I challenge you, make your problem price very, very high, because lots of people will try and put their problems on you for as little as possible. So be very, very clear when it comes to setting expectations with your customers, and it comes to, if you have to, fire bad clients. I remember getting rid of a client once, and it never felt nice, but hey, the business felt better because of it. Actually gave him his money back, and funny enough, he ended up in the front page of the newspaper probably about 5 months later for doing dodgy stuff. So my gut was right. 45. The businesses that master the value versus price matrix win. If you can get your pricing strategy right, and levers inside the business, and adding value at the same time, if you can get that right, you'll win. When the marketplace sees value and it's a good price for you, your business is off to the races, and it's like a rocket ship. 46, business truth. Every business now is a media company. Whether you like it or not, it's 2025. Content is the new storefront. So putting content out like this is important. Whether you're a restaurant, a law firm, an e-commerce brand, your ability to create content, capture it, attention, and build a community around that determines your success. You must be creating content. Seriously, Yellow Pages are dead. Advertising on the TV is dead. You have media now. You are your own media company. 47. Another brutal one. The marketplace doesn't care about your feelings. I learned this from Mel Emery. Business isn't fair. What you think you deserve, it doesn't really matter. The marketplace only rewards value, results, and execution. Brutal. It's kind of similar to some of the ones I was talking before. But Mel drummed this into me. He was a hard-nosed business owner and marketer in Australia. And he'd always say the marketplace doesn't care about your feelings. And it's so true. Number 48 is your best marketing asset is proof. Getting known by the success of your clients is something you'd hear me say again and again and again. Case studies, testimonials, social proof, convert them better. Any ad, any slogan, any sales pitch, have an overwhelming amount of proof. Finally got that out. Because it is so important, right? Proof. Get known by the success of your clients and what you've done for them. 49 is great businesses don't chase, they attract. Man, when I learnt this, the game changed for me. If you're chasing clients, something's broken, right? Position yourself as the authority and clients come to you. I remember Brett McFall, he sat me down. He said, Scott, just give value in advance. Give people value in advance. Help people. And I remember just getting online and shooting videos, people's websites and showing them value, giving them value. And we started attracting more people because of that, just sharing and started sharing it out online. People started getting and wanting to come and do business with us because we weren't chasing them. We're just giving value. Number 50 is business was all about leverage. This is hard for some people. Success sometimes isn't also just about all your hard work. It's how you leverage it, right? How are you leveraging technology? How are you leveraging content? How are you leveraging the people working with you and adding value to them? How are you leveraging capital, etc.? A lot of times, a lot of businesses don't have enough leverage inside their business, so they don't actually make enough money. Number 51, we're on the homeward straight. I got a few more for you. Your job as a CEO and the owner of the business is to focus on the vision and the revenue side of the business. You shouldn't be buried in the admin. You should be setting the vision, driving sales, and building a team in around that. And number 52, and here's when you can actually make a lot of money. Recessions are made. Money is made in recessionary times. When times are tough, actually more money can be made. Downturns actually wipe out weak businesses. So if you think, there's some stuff going on in the marketplace, and the market's getting a bit softer, this is the time to put the hammer down, because huge opportunities always open up. You want to stay aggressive and keep building your relationships, acquire undervalued assets when you can. We definitely saw this during COVID. Advertising was cheaper. It's actually cheaper at the moment. There's less people advertising at the moment. So as Mike James says, you market for the rebound, not the recession. Look, a couple of things to finish. But if you can just master 3 things in a business, I think you'll go very, very well in business. And this is to my new business owners, if you're listening to this. Master sales. And really, when I talk about sales, knowing how to close a deal. Master marketing, how to capture attention and drive that demand. And then when the time is right, and you've done those 2, your business will start to grow. Master leadership, the hiring, the motivating, and the retaining really, really good staff. If you can master those 3 things, you'll be on your way to growing a very successful business. And then along the way, the truth that I know to be true, 54, is join a mastermind group. Okay, join a mastermind group. And if you can't join a mastermind group, there's none around, create one. That's what we did. We created our own mastermind group, and it was brilliant. But then part of that is make sure in your mastermind group, if you've outgrown it, make sure you get yourself in a bigger room. I know my business has grown exponentially when I started getting in a bigger room with like-minded agency owners from all around the world. Yes, and it cost me money to go there and spend time with those people, but I tell you what, the exponential of what I learned is unbelievable when it comes to growing your business. So the Truth 54 is get into a mastermind group, network with peers, network with industry leaders, and put yourself in the bigger room so you're learning from people that have been there and done that. Right, 55. Whew, what a list. The truth that I know to be true, 55, is you must celebrate your wins. Look, you've got to build a culture where success is acknowledged, right? One of the coolest things we have in our business here is a win channel inside our outside Google system. It's brilliant. Not a day goes by where wins aren't going in there. And on Wednesdays we actually have Own It moments. Where someone in the team talks about where someone else has owned it, or where they've owned it, or where they've seen someone own it. Your team, successful people want to be around other successful people. Create a culture of success and reward achievements, client results, revenue milestones. That everything fuels that momentum that you must have inside a business. So celebrate your victories is a saying that I have. It's a hashtag. It's my Truth 55 that I know to be true. Man, I've really enjoyed this list. I know this podcast has probably been a little bit a longer listen. But the good news is there's some gold in there, right? I know there's some gold in there for you. So please do me a favor. Share the podcast. If you're watching one of the short videos, share that as well. I really, really have been loving our YouTube channel and getting the feedback from that as well. And all the content we're putting out on social media, especially LinkedIn. Really appreciate all the people that comment and all the people that send me emails, etc. From the podcast. So thank you for that. But do me a favor, share this one, because I know there's some younger business owners that probably need to learn some of these lessons. And there's probably some of you older business owners that need to learn those lessons again too. All right, hey, appreciate your time. The studio's nearly done. I've got a couple of things to finish off, and then we're into the studio. Got some great guests lined up. We've got some international guests lined up as well, so we're going to have a great time. But until then, have fun. Thanks for your time, and as always, Business Truth 55. Celebrate your victories.